Welcome back, Celebrial fans. Are you ready for a story that might shake the whole Hive today? Because what you're about to hear isn't just gossip, it's the kind of twist that makes the whole industry nervous. Let's dive into a feud that nobody saw coming, one that started as admiration and turned into pure tension.
I'm not angry. I'm a little disappointed because as much as I've loved this woman for years, I told you I don't like her as much as I used to. I still love her, but I'm not as super fan like I used to be. You know how much I was I mean, this woman, this is everything. And this together is everything. But is
They say when love turns to hate, it burns hotter than fire. And that might be exactly what's happening with Jason Lee. This is the same man who once praised Beyonce nonstop. But now people claim he's sitting on shocking receipts that could seriously damage her image. The switch up is wild. Remember about a year ago when Jason was on Hollywood Unlocked and hinted at a massive scandal involving Beyonce? But he bleeped the whole thing out? His co-host looked stunned, like he had just dropped something too heavy for TV.
thousands of over $40,000 in tickets and shared the experience with friends. And I've done a lot, and I'm not even going to say it here because if I did, this internet, Beyonce's good internet, would go crazy. I'm going to tell them while Johnny puts a beep over this part of the show, so you'll never know what it is, but I want you to see their reactions, and I'm going to do it right now. Ooh. And that's where I go back to like we're friends in the game. We support each other. We help each other out. Can you imagine had I put that on Hollywood Law? Oh, there's one more thing. Beat this, Johnny.
Woo!
So that in itself, I think Beyonce could have gave me what I mean? Like there should be a little love there.
That reaction alone told viewers he wasn't bluffing. He had real dirt on Beyonce and Jay-Z. Back then, people thought he was hinting at divorce rumors.
Story we have today about Jay-Z and Beyonce is that they are over. The two of them are pretending for their fans, they're pretending for the cameras, they're pretending while they're on tour that they're still a couple.
But now, new whispers say it was something deeper, something tied to Beyonce hiding her son and forcing Blue Ivy to go under the ninth. And that rumor alone has been enough to send shockwaves through fan circles. This might explain why Beyonce completely ignored Jason at the Rock Nation brunch in 2023. It was impossible to miss. She avoided him like her life depended on it. While he tried everything to get even a second of her attention, fans caught the whole vibe instantly.
I don't even really know how to explain how I'm going to say what I'm going to say because I still love her. I'm just not in love with her like I used to be. That's the nicest way I can say it, only because I'm annoyed by how fake she comes off. Her brand, not her. I don't think Beyonce is fake, just like I don't think Kamala Harris is a bad person, but sometimes your team can make you move in a way that does not translate well. And as I become deeper into both the culture, pop culture, celebrity culture, this and that, and have looked at the whole world, I kind of have a better sense on what's real and authentic and true and what's kind of manufactured.
People online started saying Beyonce was keeping her distance because Jason knows something he shouldn't. One person even wrote, "He knows and she knows he is aware of some of her business." And the way that moment played out in front of cameras, it didn't help calm the speculation one bit. Another person added, "He's got something on her." But others pushed back fast. Some fans argued that maybe Beyonce simply didn't want to deal with Jason because of how chaotic he gets online. One person said it loud and clear, "Beyonce knows he is messy and very problematic and wants nothing to do with you. Jason, get over it." Their words hit like a punch. But here's the plot twist. Jason clearly hasn't let it go. Not even a little.
Black excellence, at least how they present themselves. I mean, but there are lots of things that people do say about these people behind the scenes. They do call them dark.
Word on the street is that he's gearing up to stir the pot again. And this time, he might be aiming at Beyonce's family image in a bigger way. People are already whispering that Jason is ready to drop stories about how the public reacts to Blue Ivy and the twins, and how those reactions might create pressure behind the scenes. Recently, an online item began floating around claiming that Beyoncé and Tina Knowles were frustrated with the constant comparisons fans make between Blue and Jay-Z. Not because of anything Blue did, but because the internet can get brutal. The rumor claimed they were tired of strangers dissecting a child's features like it's a game. And honestly, that part isn't hard to believe because the internet never lets celebrity kids breathe. According to that same item, Blue Ivy has become aware of online comments about her looks, something no kid should ever deal with. The insider said she started leaning into makeup early, trying to shape her public image as she grows up, especially with the spotlight getting brighter after her recent performances. That alone shows the pressure that fame puts on a young person, even without the wild rumors attached. Some gossip accounts even floated long-term image strategy theories, basically how the family might manage public perception as she gets older. These are typical celebrity rumors, nothing confirmed, and definitely nothing involving procedures or anything harmful. Just the usual wild speculation fans tend to create. But the messy part is this. People allege Jason's so-called dirt on Beyoncé, and Jay-Z goes far beyond comments about Blue Ivy's public image.
Z name is getting louder and louder, and people are trying to connect the dots between him and Diddy because let's not forget, they had a pretty close relationship.
They claim he's hinting at something involving the twins. Not real issues, not anything medical, but more of the same fan speculation about why some children are shown more publicly than others. You've probably seen those online comments questioning why Rumi appears more often in campaigns or cameos, while Sir is kept more private. Rumi has been seen modeling for her mom's brand and popping up in creative visuals, and Sir simply doesn't, which many celebrity families choose for privacy. But, of course, the internet can't handle privacy. So, the rumor mill twisted into something dramatic, something sinister, something scandalous. And Jason seems ready to tap right into that energy. Rumi has been seen stepping into the spotlight more often, modeling for Beyoncé's brand, appearing at major events, even joining Blue Ivy on stage during the Cowboy Carter tour. Meanwhile, Sir remains mostly out of view, and the internet has turned that privacy into a full-blown mystery.
Nobody knows, but I'll say it, man. Yeah, Beyonce's on drugs. She's been on them for a long time, and you keep her that.
Fans started asking questions, and of course the rumor crowd ran with it like they always do. Some people argue it's simply a girl thing, since most of the public moments involve fashion, performance, or creative projects. But then the conversation flips to Jay-Z, because if it's about boy activities, where are the moments of him and Sir doing those things together? That curiosity alone has fed countless threads online.
This young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Think about that.
Take the Super Bowl, for example. A huge event plenty of fans label as a dad and son moment. In 2024, Jay-Z showed up with Blue and Rumi, posing for photos on the field, smiling for cameras. But Sir wasn't there. And once that photo hit the internet, the speculation machine switched into overdrive. Even at events where the whole family was spotted, like Beyoncé's major holiday performance last Christmas, fans noticed Rumi leaving with Jay-Z and grandmother Tina, all dressed in the same white aesthetic Beyoncé and Blue wore on stage. And again, Sir wasn't photographed. Naturally, the internet turned the missing picture into a storyline, not realizing that plenty of celebrity parents keep certain children completely private. So when someone like Azealia Banks jumps online and tries to accuse Beyoncé of hiding her child, people instantly twist it into something dramatic. Azealia once posted, "And stop hiding your son from the world, sis. People will find out sooner or later, and you are really gonna look like a piece of ish for being ashamed of your own child." Her words blew up because that's what she does. She pokes for attention, and the internet eats it up. And she hasn't been the only one throwing wild shots at the situation. Kanye has also taken jabs at the family in the past, including a moment where he crossed a line in an X post about the twins. A post he quickly deleted because he didn't want his account banned. That moment created another wave of chaos online, even though it revealed more about his behavior than anything about the Carters. Beyonce has previously spoken about how complicated her delivery with the twins was, sharing how one of their hearts stopped a couple of times during labor, leading to an emergency C-section. That kind of trauma can make any family protective, and fans forget that privacy isn't a crime. It's a right. But the rumor world doesn't care about nuance. It cares about noise. And Jason Lee seems ready to tap into that noise again, stirring conversations about the Carters' family choices like it's his personal mission. Beyonce never specified which twin she meant when she talked about complications during delivery, but the internet did what it always does and started creating its own story. Online experts began diagnosing Sur from nothing but glimpses and fan-made assumptions, spinning random behavior from kids into entire theories. It got so wild that people started claiming he couldn't read social cues, had sensory sensitivities, or was overly active, all based on tiny moments taken out of context. Some even tried to push similar claims about Rumi, just on a lesser level. Again, all based on speculation, not facts. Then gossip pages jumped in and claimed Rumi had a helper during public events to keep her comfortable in big crowds. Something plenty of celebrity kids have for privacy and safety, but the rumor mill twisted it into something dramatic. And that's why people say Jason might be exploiting sensitive family subjects. Not real secrets, but the chaotic narratives the internet built around the Carters' kids. That's where the outrage comes in, because folks are furious that Jason is allegedly using children as leverage just to shake Beyonce. One person said, "He just showed his hand and proved Beyonce right for not wanting to be around him. How he gonna threaten and blackmail her over something he claims she doesn't even know about?" That comment hit hard because it showed how low things were getting. Another person added, "This is a vile and dangerous person to be around." The fact that he's blackmailing her on social media is a prime example of what real love is not. Beyonce is smart. He is jealous of her and will desperately do anything to be in her circle. His character is horrible. The internet didn't hold back. Of course, not everybody wants the drama to end. Some people are practically cheering for Jason to spill whatever tea he claims to have. One person even commented, "You can best believe that if he does release his receipts, everyone, including me, will be watching." And honestly, that's exactly the kind of attention Jason seems to love. But what if the picture-perfect world we've all admired for years wasn't real at all? What if the shine, the perfection, the billion-dollar aura was just smoke and mirrors covering something much darker? That's exactly the kind of energy Jason Lee has been pushing, and he's not whispering it. He's blasting it like a siren aimed straight at the Hive. Jason's claiming that behind the glam, the flawless performances, and the polished empire, there's another story. One built on control, manipulation, and secrets tucked so deep that exposing them could flip everything we thought we knew about Beyonce herself. And the way Jason is talking, he's not describing gossip. He's describing revelations big enough to shake her entire legacy.
I think people like her publicist, who I love, and I'm just being critical. That's just what I do. You know that, Yvette. We're trying to book Kelly Rowland right now. Now, if I don't get Kelly Rowland because I say this about, then it's gonna be a problem. Then I'm putting out receipts. The receipts I just told you about, then I'll put those out. Whew.
The fires that will come of that.
I ain't worried. I ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you right now, I'm not playing this industry.
So before we dig deeper into this chaos, make sure you hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because what comes next is pure heat you don't want to miss. Now let's rewind this mess to where the whole storm actually began. The real shift didn't start with shady tweets or random rumors. It started when Jason Lee, the loud, unapologetic voice behind Hollywood Unlocked, got completely iced out of Beyonce's exclusive Renaissance movie premiere. This man dropped over $40,000. Tickets, merch, everything, just to show love, and still got cut from the official guest list. And here's the messy part. Smaller influencers, creators with a fraction of his reach, walked that red carpet like royalty while Jason stood outside watching it all unfold. To him, that wasn't just a snub. It was a message. Loud, intentional, and cold. Jason snapped. He went live furious, dragging Beyonce for allegedly overlooking Black media and questioning whether her public support for the community was genuine or just good branding. At first, people shrugged it off as another celebrity meltdown, until Jason started hinting that he had receipts, real ones, that could break the Beyonce narrative in half. That was the moment the temperature changed. Because after that premiere scandal, Jason's energy turned sharper, more calculated, and way more personal. He stopped talking like a hurt fan and started talking like someone holding files that could cause problems. He accused Beyonce of selling an image of a flawless, untouchable goddess while fighting off cracks behind closed doors. He suggested her team pushed perfection so aggressively that any imperfection became a threat they would bury instantly. And every time Jason talked, he made it sound like he'd seen things nobody was supposed to see. Suddenly, the feud wasn't about a snub. It was about a power structure, an empire built on silence and strategy. And Jason acting like he had the keys to shake that entire empire loose. Jason wasn't just talking loud anymore. He dropped a bomb that made everyone stop joking and start paying attention. He claimed live on air that he had proof, and then he pushed it even further, saying he'd stay quiet only if Beyonce gave him an exclusive interview with Kelly Rowland. That didn't sound like gossip. It sounded like a threat dressed up as a deal. Viewers were stunned. Was Jason really trying to blackmail Beyonce in real time? Or was he warning her that if she pushed back, he could crack her whole brand open? Nobody knew, but the tension jumped instantly. Then the rumors hit a new level. Jason's camp started saying Beyonce's marriage had been over for years, that the power couple we all admired was more business than romance. He claimed they lived separate lives, flew on different schedules, and only appeared together when cameras or contracts required it. Fans began rewatching old interviews and red carpet moments. Suddenly, those calm, composed looks started feeling cold, distant, almost uncomfortable. And once people saw it that way, they couldn't unsee it. Jay-Z's name got dragged deeper into the conversation, especially with people trying to connect him to Diddy's circle, because those two were pretty close back in the day. Beyonce's smiles during speeches started looking more forced than warm, and whispers from industry insiders claimed the split wasn't about love, it was about money. Allegedly, there's a $2.6 billion empire sitting between them, and neither side wants to make a move until every contract and every coin is secured. But while tabloids chased divorce rumors, Jason Lee kept hinting that the real story wasn't about romance at all. It was something deeper, sharper, and way darker. Jason started dropping cryptic clues, coded phrases, strange comments, little hints that fans later connected to the growing allegations surrounding some of the most powerful names in music. He claimed Beyonce wasn't the clueless bystander people assumed, that her silence wasn't about innocence, but strategy. According to Jason, she's been quietly building new ventures, structuring new deals, and reshaping her public image piece by piece to stay untouchable when the entire industry finally cracks. Right around that time, old stories from Beyonce's past began resurfacing, and somehow Jason's name was attached to every single one. He reminded the world of something people love to forget. Beyonce didn't just rise to fame, she was shaped for it. He painted the picture of someone whose career was guided from day one, with every professional move planned, polished, and engineered. Jason pushed a chilling angle, suggesting that what fans celebrated as Beyonce's iron discipline might actually have been extreme control behind the scenes. He pointed back to older insider stories, including claims from people who once worked close to her, describing an environment where everything was managed tightly, almost obsessively. Then came Jaguar Wright, doubling down with her own claims, saying Beyonce lives inside a gilded cage, worshipped by millions, but trapped by the machinery built around her. Jason ran with that narrative, hinting that Beyonce's flawless image might be one of Hollywood's most powerful illusions, a brand so perfectly designed that even her challenges turn into carefully packaged storytelling. Fans were already shaken, but Jason didn't stop there. He hinted that the roots of Beyonce's fame carried shadows people never talked about. He began pulling up old interviews, timelines, and industry stories that didn't line up perfectly, whispering about blurred mentorships, questionable industry alliances, and relationships from her early years that raised eyebrows among insiders. Each clue made the story darker, and the silence from Beyonce's camp made it even louder. Jason pushed the idea that Beyoncé's rise wasn't the sparkling fairy tale fans believed. He claimed it was built on hidden deals, quiet power moves, and people working behind the scenes to shape her path. Before long, fans were connecting their own dots between old rumors, her early discovery story, and how much of her young career might have been influenced by powerful forces way above her. Speculation exploded when Jason began pointing out industry patterns, suggesting how young women in the business often get controlled, groomed into certain roles, and silenced when they push back. His followers instantly started comparing Beyoncé's story to other stars who've spoken about pressure behind the scenes, even though Beyoncé herself never joined that conversation. She stayed polished, private, and untouchable, letting her work speak louder than her interviews, the same way she always has. But Jason insisted her silence wasn't elegance. It was strategy. According to him, that quietness is how she keeps her empire bulletproof, by saying nothing while everyone else is losing control. The narrative spun even faster when fans remembered Beyoncé once worked closely with powerful men who are now under serious scrutiny. Jason didn't have to name drop. The timing, the tone, and the clues did the work for him. He made it sound like Beyoncé's distance from the chaos might not be as clean as she wants people to believe. Then the coincidences started piling up. Uncle Ron's mysterious passing, old conspiracy theories crawling back to the surface, and then the wildest one, the long-running rumor that Beyoncé used a surrogate for Blue Ivy. Jason didn't confirm anything, but his comments definitely reignited the internet's obsession with that storyline. Fans even resurfaced the infamous clip of Beyoncé sitting down and her dress folding in a weird way. A moment that conspiracy circles twisted into proof, even though it was debunked years ago. People online spun it into whispers about a secret surrogate, and some even tried linking it to Jay-Z's past relationships, turning harmless fashion footage into a full-blown mystery. But once Jason touched the topic, even in a vague way, the rumor mill went into overdrive, proving one thing: when he talks, the internet listens, even when the claims are nothing more than smoke, speculation, and fan-fueled theories. The internet went into full meltdown mode, timelines flooded, comments exploding, and theories spinning like a tornado. The rumors were wild, and Jason didn't shut anything down. Not one thing. Instead, he let the chaos breathe while posting cryptic captions like, "The truth always finds daylight." That quiet confidence drove people insane, making everyone wonder if he actually had proof, or if he was just playing the smartest game in Hollywood. Either way, it worked. The internet erupted, and suddenly Beyoncé's image of total control started looking shaky in real time. Then came that infamous Grammys moment, the one that had fans dissecting every second. Jay-Z took the mic to defend her legacy, but he never said her name. Not my wife, not Beyoncé, just this young lady. The entire crowd froze. The woman he once called his muse suddenly looked like a stranger standing beside him. The tension on that stage was electric. You could feel it through the screen. And when Jason kept poking with more shady posts, the whole situation turned into a storm nobody could escape. Clips went viral instantly. Fans asking, "Does Beyoncé even love him anymore?" Others posting, "Why does she look so cold?" Jason jumped right in, pushing ideas about contracts, performances, and marriages built for business instead of connection. Before long, people were questioning everything. Was Beyoncé's whole life, the fame, the love, the flawless perfection, just one massive performance she couldn't control anymore? And just when fans thought the drama had peaked, Jason teased that he had more information coming. Something even bigger. People braced themselves, expecting a bombshell big enough to shake pop culture to the ground. But underneath the chaos, his claims opened a darker conversation, the one about the entertainment machine itself. Because if even a fraction of what he implied was real, that Beyoncé's rise came with quiet pain, manipulation, or hidden pressure, then it shows exactly how the industry treats its stars. Like chess pieces, not people. Jason painted her as both the product and the prisoner of an empire too powerful to ever let crumble. That idea hit fans hard. It flipped Beyoncé from an untouchable icon into a woman trapped inside the very world she built. And that shift changed the entire tone of the conversation. Some people actually started feeling sympathy, saying maybe Beyonce isn't the villain Jason paints her as. Maybe she's the victim of her own legend, trapped inside the myth she built. Others weren't buying that at all, insisting she always knew the game and chose power over honesty. Jason's version is dangerous because he mixes real moments with wild whispers until nobody knows where the truth ends and the storytelling begins. And that's exactly why this whole saga refuses to die, because the world loves seeing a crack in perfection. When it comes to Beyonce, even the smallest flaw turns into breaking news. But Jason didn't hit pause, not for a second. He claimed Beyonce has been working overtime behind the scenes, quietly securing her freedom, stacking new deals, launching her hair care line, and building her own empire piece by piece. According to him, it's all proof she's preparing for the fall of the partnership that made her a billionaire. Every small detail became a clue. Her solo red carpet walks, the missing ring, the mysterious captions, the way she barely speaks about her personal life anymore. To Jason, every move screams strategy, a slow, careful exit plan. And whether people believe Jason or think he's reaching, one thing is clear. He struck a nerve. Fans have felt it for years. Maybe the perfect couple, the perfect queen, wasn't as flawless as the world was told. Now the internet is split in two. The Hive fighting with claws out, and others calling Jason bitter, clout-chasing, and still mad about being iced out of that premiere. Still, plenty of people admit Jason's words feel a little too close to home, because there's just too much smoke for fans not to wonder if there's a tiny spark somewhere. And Jason? He's enjoying every second of it. He keeps teasing that he's nowhere near finished, hinting that everything we've seen so far is only the beginning. In one shady post he wrote, "When you build your empire on illusion, truth becomes your biggest enemy." Fans rushed in asking, is he talking about Beyonce again? But Jason stayed silent, and that silence spoke louder than anything he could have said. Now the internet is locked on one massive question. What does Jason Lee actually know? Is he bluffing for attention? Or is he sitting on receipts that could shake the throne of one of music's most powerful icons? For now, Beyonce hasn't said a single word, not one post, not one lyric, not even a hint of shade, just silence. And that silence is making the world lean in even closer, because when Beyonce goes quiet, it usually means she's holding the reins. But this time, it feels different. It feels like something is shifting behind the curtain, like even she senses the ground moving under her feet. And as the debate explodes online, one thing is crystal clear. Jason Lee did something almost nobody has ever done. He made the world question Beyonce. Whether Jason is telling the truth or just stirring chaos for clout, his words cracked her perfect image wide open. Suddenly the glitter, the control, the legend, all of it feels like it might be hiding something she doesn't want dragged into the spotlight. And Jason? He might be reckless enough to pull the curtain back anyway. So now it's your turn to speak up. Whose side are you on? Do you think Jason is exposing something real? Or is he just playing the villain for attention?